Is Naughty Dog turning a corner, or are people looking a little too far into this situation? Because this got uncovered recently in the Naughty Dog 40th Anniversary Retrospective, where there is this person, I think it's a girl, that is wearing a what appears to be rainbow flag or rainbow colored shirt, and it's blurred out. Now, to be clear, it may say something aggressive, or it may be a brand that they do not want to be promoted, or for copyright reasons or whatever. But it just seems really strange to me that in an official Naughty Dog 40th Anniversary Retrospective video, that they would go through the effort of just blurring this one section for what ends up being like 5 seconds of the entire 8-minute video. It's very curious. I said, news. Naughty Dog blurs what looks to be a LGBTQ friendly shirt in their latest video, Naughty Dog 40th Anniversary Retrospective. And here is the video segment. And I do want to actually cover the entire video in this, but we're going to jump right to this right now, just so you can see exactly what it looked like. And you tell me what you see here.
Meaning?
That is the core of our craft, is authenticity.
That's it. That's it. That is it. They went through the effort of, instead of cropping the person, the entire, I think it's like an 8-minute video, no blurring until that.
That is the core of our craft.
I'm very curious. It looks like a full-on rainbow triangle all the way, like a pie piece triangle. It's very curious to what it is. So it made me want to dive deeper into this, because Naughty Dog, I've covered previously with their job openings, extremely woke job openings, where it's just like asking you your pronouns, binary, non-binary, if you're two-spirited, if you want to bang a toaster. It's a very odd job application. So to see them blur that out made me wonder if they're finally turning a corner. Let's see.
Crash Bandicoot.
Is there a problem?
No, just how do you make it go?
So once again, this is the whole tried and true trope of like the car commercials. Aren't men so stupid? The girls are so smart. The girl will show him how to make the character go. Like, come on, Nathan.
Push the start button.
I knew that.
All right.
I got it.
Like, come on.
One of the greatest accomplishments of Naughty Dog is just the games that we make, and having done it for 40 years.
Yeah, that's a long story, right?
I mean, look, it's impossible to talk about 40 years of Naughty Dog without talking about where it all started.
By the way, they have definitely navigated through some tumultuous times over those 40 years. And some could argue where they're at right now could be the rockiest it's ever been there. They're never going to come out and say that publicly, though.
Jason Rubin and Andy Gavin, as high school kids, decided to just...
And I would argue, too, they're putting this 40th retrospective together to try to make it seem like they're the lovable, great company that you fell in love with all those years ago. When in reality, it's not. Maybe a handful of the people from back then are still around, but most of them are moved on, retired, or even passed away.
Make their own games. They saw something was missing in the game industry, and they wanted to leave their mark.
I was in Hebrew school at the time, and there was this guy, Andy Gavin. He was in my Hebrew school, and he was a much better programmer than I was, so I'd ask him questions when I had issues. And
I mean, computers were so new then, and most of the games were in arcades and stuff, and we were 12-year-old guys who this stuff was all new and cool, and we were just like, well, let's make some.
And that turned into a drive cross country to California, during which we created, I guess, or at least came up with the concept of making a character action game that ended up being Crash Bandicoot.
So Crash,
By
the
the way,
idea of the game.
Crash was an awesome game. It really was. It was very ahead of its time.
We definitely knew we wanted to make it like a cartoon character. We had this idea that we could like take some kind of animal that was like cute and kind of a little cool and sort of obscure with like maybe like a cool name or something, that if we made this character based on it, we could sort of like own the animal.
I remember when they
Oh
were
my God.
pitching to Sony, and it was a really big deal. You know, I remember Jason saying, you know, they're treating us like rock stars.
So after Crash, we had this tremendous pressure to follow up and make our next groundbreaking title. I remember we were brainstorming and pitching ideas.
Yep.
And one of our animators sketched out this elf-looking character, and another one sketched out this.
It really was like an age of creativity for them and exploring new fun areas and remembering what makes gaming fun. And now it's turned into, let's make everything a fucking movie.
Otso character, and there you go. That we put those guys together, and that was Jak and Daxter.
Look at that.
When Jak and Daxter came out, there was a lot of excitement because it was PlayStation owners' chance to play a game that is more traditionally associated with like a Nintendo release.
I want information. Where the hell am I? Sorry. He's new to the whole conversation thing.
We wanted to tell a much more detailed story. We wanted a sort of like immersive, like completely creative world that wasn't nearly as grounded.
What's crazy is I'm watching through this and I'm like, the entire video, there's, from what I saw the first time through, just like a 3.5 to 4 second clip of the girl with the rainbow. I'm like, I wonder how long they had her in there recording. And they literally just snipped like 3 seconds for her to be a part of this and then blurred out half of her shirt.
It was driven tremendously by our sort of gameplay goals of having this sort of like seamless, immersive, very beautiful world that you could explore.
We'd love to stay and chat, Big Green, but we're itching to get on with our adventures.
In the end, we learned a lot, and all of this development was just preparing us for our next big title. This project was going to be so ambitious that we even codenamed it Big.
Here's the thing, kid. We don't get to choose how we start in this life. Real greatness, it's what you do with the hand you're dealt.
Like one of the things I remember as we looked into what the next game is, was there was this list of like...
This is kind of a microcosm of what's wrong with gaming now. Is it's not terrible to make a story-driven cinematic experience game. I would argue it's just terrible when it works. And so that's just what your company becomes, and it's all you do moving forward. And it's like, that's all people expect out of you. It's like, no, that's how you get lost and you forget the origins and the roots of the company.
What are the things we didn't accomplish that we want to maybe then take a short list and put into our next game? And I think that just speaks to, hey, we're always looking towards the future. We're always trying to evolve.
If you wanted to do something cool that wasn't like 100% core gameplay, it was just a cutscene. And the goal in Uncharted 2 was like, take all those things that would have been cutscenes and make them playable. And the ambition from there, from like subsequent games, it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. Every Uncharted game always pushes some new technology, some new thing that we want to do. We're trying to create moments that we've never seen in games before.
And while
I would argue too, I remember, was that Rise of the Tomb Raider had a lot of like quick time events that you play through and press buttons at the right times and stuff. And it's like, it's cool, interactive to do that for a portion of the game, but it becomes such a crutch for the developers where it feels like every 3 seconds, that's just what the game turns into. And it's like obnoxious. You're overusing the trope.
Create moments that we've never seen in games before.
And while the tech has evolved over time, I think there are some core elements that are key to Naughty Dog and our success.
I mean, as I look at the next future decades, what I would really like the studio to continue to be doing is to like build on that legacy and continue to push boundaries and push the envelope in the games and the stories that we try to make.
Oh, The Last of Us is about love. The Last of Us is about the duality of love, how it is the best and worst.
Look at that nose ring. Are we fucking serious right now? Could you imagine just how obnoxious this person would be on a day-to-day basis at work. Could you imagine dealing with this? Holy crap. Holy crap. That is like bigger than her fucking nose.
Parts of us.
I think The Last of Us really proved that you can tell a great story within a genre, that there's some perception.
Imagine sneezing. That's actually a really good point. How gross. It's like boogers and snots all over it. Like, what? It's so gross. I never even thought of that. Holy shit. She took all the meth.
And is overplayed or overused. I think people really fell in love with Joel and with Ellie, and going on that journey with them was just such an incredible experience.
It means a lot to be able to do that, and part of that is the ability to be able to bring such a talented team together with the singular goal of making amazing experiences.
After all we've been through, everything that I've done,
Sweet Jesus. Doctor? What are you doing?
it can't be for nothing.
If you look back at the history of Naughty Dog, like everything that we've done, everything that was done before I even joined Naughty
I did not really love the ending of Last of Us Part 1, I'll be honest. And I know I'm in the minority with that, or at least I feel like I am. But it did leave it open to make a sequel, and I get that, but I felt like it was making decisions that I would not have made if it were me, and it was forcing me to make decisions that I did not want to do, because I'm like, this is not. It's like, you have to do this. It's like, I don't want to. I want to control the game. And it's like, no, it's a story. You have to play through the story.
Dog, like Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter, Uncharted, has all given us the knowledge and the tools and the know-how of how to work together to make something like The Last of Us.
Naughty Dog's been around for 40 years. No small feat.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Rochelle Snyder, Director of Communications.
Especially in an industry so tumultuous as ours.
40 years
Oh, there's another blur here. I missed this one.
is a really long history. It's something to
What we
be
got
proud
going
of.
on
There
here?
aren't a lot of game studios that have been around.
So you could be like, oh, it's proprietary stuff. It's like, well, isn't Pearl Jam proprietary stuff? So what are we blurring out here? What are we selecting to blur out?
That long.
It's really about embodying these
curious.
characters that are very specific and strong-willed characters, even though they're flawed, and then making you connect with them and their journey in a way that hopefully by the time you're finished with that experience.
But it makes me wonder, like, what it said on, like, was it something awful, anti-consumer that it's like, yeah, we probably shouldn't show the people buying our games that we actively hate them. Isn't that sad? That's the first thing I think of.
You view reality a little bit differently.
Oh God, this game is going to be such a shit show with coverage.
With Intergalactic, we're going to move into a world with new characters and new capabilities.
I hope
in the future, in a parallel universe in the 80s, it's just Girl Boss City.
future holds more of what Naughty Dog has always done, being at the forefront of making entertainment that is of the highest possible quality, telling the stories it wants to tell with depth and meaning.
That is the core of our craft.
There she is again.
It's authenticity.
I know our studio will continue to create amazing story-driven, character-based games that touch upon the human experience.
Again, the stuff that we build here is bigger than any one person can make. That's one of the things that makes it special. But at the core of it is just this strive for excellence, of like loving what we do and looking back and being proud of the thing that we made.
Here's the problem, and this is why I disagree with it. It's like, yes, that's how you make a game. You all have to work together to get to the common goal and common interest. Yes, I get that. The problem is the premise that you're driving towards is one that is ideologically aligned away from where gamers want to be. And you're telling them, yeah, you need to come to where we are and join this cult of what we believe in to be a part of this. And it's like, no, we don't. No, thanks. I'm good. As far as Intergalactic is concerned, I do have a lot of curiosity around that game. But I certainly have zero hope for it. with what Neil Druckmann has done in the past, but I am very curious about it, we'll say. Girl, girl, girl. Big off guy. Girl, 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 girl. Lesbian, 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 lesbian. Black dude, lesbian. I mean, just going through this, do you guys notice a theme? Girl, 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 lesbian, girl, 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 lesbian, black guy, girl, 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 lesbian, killed off main character, girl, girl, girl. Like, welcome to Naughty Dog in 2025. This is a studio. So I am curious about what transpired here and what caused this. I don't think we're ever going to know the truth to it, but I am fascinated by it because it makes me wonder, are they trying to cap the brushback from this kind of stuff, knowing that it would be picked up on by people and be like, oh, they're woke as fuck? Like, I don't know what people did with Bethesda when they're talking about Indiana Jones, or what people are doing with CD Projekt Red, things like that. Are they trying to avoid that? Or is this something on the shirt that's proprietary or something like that? I don't know, but I did find it very curious and I wanted to talk about it. So I did that. Anyways, let me know in the comments what you guys think, and I will leave that one there.